This week we're talking monster rabbits, creepy Swedes, boobs, and family drama. We watched a bunch of movies. We watched them so you don't have to. So you know what time it is.
Horror, so bad it's scary. Splitting up is never okay. Plot, who needs it? Don't turn on the lights. Cars don't ever start, but that's alright. Running upstairs instead of out the door. Good acting, what do we need that for? Horrible horror, so bad it's scary. Enjoy the show, but not really.
What's up, Moon Goons? Welcome to Horrible Horror, the podcast where we watch the worst of the worst in horror movies. Movies so bad they're scary. I'm your host, Jedi Lord Marshall Hampton. With me today, once again, for another... Basically, before you even get to that, you know what? This is going to be... You can kind of get it from the intro. We did a bunch of movies. This is going to be another, I guess you call it a Why They Talk episode.
Why They Talk?
Why They Talk. And you just heard the co-host for today. It's Nachos McWeroff again. Yeah. Where's that place? That's a bold statement. Ahoy, ahoy. Whoa, whoa. All right, we're cutting it short today.
That singer, that song kind of sounds like Cincinnati Jeff a little bit. No, am I smoking crack? Is that a reach? Should I get the Ben Gay out?
Now I'm not thinking.
It's not. But...
It's not. I know it's not, but when I open it in my head, I want to compare.
There's a place where you can feed your face with the greatest flavor in the
I could kind of see it.
It's there.
A little bit. I could kind of see it.
Well, our listeners can't because this is an audio experience.
Yeah. So, all right, some, I guess, disclaimers, if you will.
Oh boy.
Well, like I said, it's been about 3 weeks, I guess, since an episode. So I had to have back surgery again, and I've been really just pretty fucked up from it.
Boy's in pain. Leave us alone.
And it's been a lot longer recovery than it was supposed to be. So that's why we've been gone for so long. And also why this episode might not be your usual one. Might be kind of short. I'm also in a lot of pain as I sit here and do this, but I'm going to try to power through it. So if my normal enthusiasm and stuff isn't there, it's because I'm hurting and probably doped up on pain pills. And I'm about to also be taking my pain pills with another White Claw hard seltzer that Nachos brought me. This one's strawberry. So I mixed my pain pills with booze. So you know that's always a good combination. Or who knows what's going to happen.
The rare medical procedure they performed on Lord Marshall over here is they took his spine, they cracked it like a whip, they put it in upside down, and they rubbed some metachlorians on it.
Yeah, metachlorians. So yes, I will be an official force user now.
Or you're going to end up like, General Grievous. You're going to have that sweet
Which really wouldn't be that bad. I have 4 arms. I'd live forever, and I'd be able to fight with 4 lightsabers.
I thought Grievous was the shit, man. I thought they dirtied him hard.
It'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Also, because it's been 3 weeks and we're way behind, it's also finally time to announce the winner of the Horrible Horror March Movie Madness Tournament of Awfulness for this year. So if a reminder,
yes,
the championship match saw Scream Park, who I'm still calling shenanigans on that somehow. I don't understand how that beat out Can't Murder, but it did. But Scream Park taking on Night of the Dribbler, in which one of those two would be crowned the worst of the worst for this last year.
I suspect Scream Park was on performance enhancers.
Yes, I want them tested immediately.
Right. Where is the ref? Come out, blow the whistle, throw some flags, take some blood.
Yeah, take some blood or check the hands for resin and sunblock or whatever. I don't know if you're a baseball fan. Fine.
Oh yeah, they used to lube the balls up.
Yeah, some loogies, some grease.
Yeah, and then did they lube the balls out on the field? I'm not talking about in the dugout. Heyo,
Heyo.
Sports ball.
So let's find out who the winner was. I'm pretty sure, based on these two, what way it's going. But let's make it official. Yep. Whopping fucking beatdown. Just a beatdown. With 85% of the vote. The winner is Night of the Dribbler, is this year's champion, crowned worst of the worst. So congratulations to Night of the Dribbler. You are the worst.
You did it.
And I forgot that I was going to have a special soundbite for that announcement but my back's been so fucked up and I've been pained. I kind of forgot. I was going to play the One Shining Moment song from the, it was made famous from the NCAA tournament, but I forgot. So One Shining Moment.
Well, don't worry, Marshall. I printed out the lyrics.
Stars or something. I don't know. Anyway, congratulations, now the Dribbler. You suck. And it's been you totally suck.
It should have the Special Olympics theme, like the dun, 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 dun,
Special Olympics. That'd be pretty good.
Those kids have heart, though.
Yes, they do. All right, so that's that. That's taken care of. Tournament over. I got thank you for everybody who voted. Really appreciate it. It's like I said, it's probably my favorite time of the year when we get to do that and do the voting. So thank you for everyone for participating.
And to all the listeners out there that had to suffer along with us.
But for all those of you who voted for Scream Park over Camp Murder, fuck you. I don't know what's wrong with you.
Yeah, what seriously?
But anyway.
You know what? You got beef? Why don't you hit us up at the hotline number?
7404-SUCK-IT.
That's right.
Because I think I issued a challenge last time we were on it. I wanted to know everybody who voted for Scream Park to call that number, 7404-SUCK-IT, and leave us a message and explain why you voted for that overnight. But yet none of you cowards did.
Fucking cowards.
You keyboard warriors.
That's right. Keeping it anonymous.
Yeah. Anyway.
He chose...
Oh, that was a pen flick. Did not mean to do that, but you know what? You know what? The people who did choose Scream Park over Camp Murder, you know what? You do get this.
One.
Yes, you did. Yeah. That's for all you out there who voted for Scream Park.
You let Camp Murder live. Wait, Camp Murder?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right, let's move on. This week, so this week's version of I guess Why They Talk is we're going to be breaking down a few different movies we watched over the last few weeks. At the time we were going to originally review them. It was more timely and more
Easter oriented.
Yeah, Easter it synced up more at the time frame. So we're going to talk Beaster Day and we're going to talk Spring Break Massacre because both those went hand in hand with the time frame at the time, but now obviously doesn't matter, but we're going to talk about them anyway. So let's start with Beaster Day first.
Was this an uncorked film?
It may have been.
You know what? Let me get my trusty laptop.
Yeah, I mean, we can fire up the old Google machine real quick and check that out. But it might have been. It's a really super independent movie with some, one of those really shitty
puppets.
Puppet 3 green screen puppet. And
man, I'm not gonna lie, the box art for this film,
box art looked great.
Pretty fucking cool.
Box art looks cool. That's how they suck you in with these, man.
That's how they get you.
They make good box art, and then you turn on like, oh, what the fuck? It's like the box art, is like, I think we made this joke when we did The Prey, but the box art for this movie is like, hey, check this out. This is the real version on Amazon. And when you watch the movie, you get hoodwinked and you the old bait and switch with, here's the version from Wish.com. Is basically what you see.
Now, I can explain that is because Arrow, I think, reissued The Prey, so they brought in some new confangled artists to come in and do some nice retro vibes, which they did with the Slayer as well. And, well, fuck, look how that ended up.
Yeah. Well, the joke was that not so much the box art, but it was more the how the killer actually looked. Like he looked like Wish version of Jason. It was bad. So Beaster Day, basically, there is this for no reason. There's no explanation at all. But this giant mutated killer bunny walking around like fucking Godzilla. Not as big, but basically
it was like a combination of how they moved Grogu in fucking Mandalorian to be like a cute puppet.
Yeah.
But theirs wasn't on purpose.
No. His arms and legs were always like jacked up at weird angles that made no sense. And they're like kind of like a marionette feel to this thing.
Yes,
and,
yes.
But it never.
Soft,
God
wet
damn it.
eye hole.
I gotta put my pen down. I'm hitting things.
And pin down. Test is over.
Pen down. Yeah. So there's no explanation why this mutant rabbit beast thing is going around killing people, but it is. And
I was going to ask you, was there an origin of why?
no.
Okay.
Never explained. They do try to make a self-indulgent, like not indulgent, but like joke about it at the very end. I think right at the credits or post credits, there's somebody look so it's like, gee, I wonder how it got so big, and because it's a joke because they never explain it. So it
was an uncorked.
It is
film.
uncorked. Okay, it's uncorked.
Well, put the cork back on.
Yeah,
Pretty
put that
fucking
cork
please.
back in.
Yes, Beaster Day. Here comes Peter Cotton Hell.
Yep.
That's
God, I don't even know how to describe this. The bunny. Like, it doesn't even look like a bunny. It looks more like, I don't want to say a jackalope, but it's not.
So it has like a roadkill possum's head.
Yes.
And then they like put eyes on it. It's like this thing is rotting, and this motherfucker looks like mange.
Yeah. It's until you actually need to see it to believe it. But yeah, I think you're right. It looks more like a possum head than a bunny rabbit, and it's just fucking.
It's not very good.
It's not good. It's very, very bad. And he basically just goes around killing random people
in the shittiest way possible. Like, they'll make a bite sound effect and then show a headless person like 5-10 feet away.
Yeah, that they do. The kills are pretty much always like somebody screaming, "Ah!" Cut to the bunny chomping, and then cut back to what's left of the body and some blood spurting.
Here, I'll just read this real quick. A giant bloodthirsty Easter bunny starts viciously killing the local townsfolk. When the mayor refuses to act, the attacks grow more gruesome. Jaws. To find the town finds its very survival to the hands of a wannabe actress and a crazy dog catcher.
That's right. I forgot that. So it places a lot of it is focused on the local like animal control agency. Like
I'm not gonna lie, this dude had me laughing.
Yeah,
he said some fucked up shit.
Yeah, there were some decent lines if I remember correctly.
It was a couple weeks ago, so I'm a little.
Yeah, I don't remember, but I do remember the guy was being a little funny here and there. The girl's a failed. Yeah, she's like a failed actress who was living at home with dad's was like, get out or get a job because I'm not supporting you anymore. And so she gets a job working with the animal control department, and she gets paired up with the wisecracking guy, and they kind of go about.
He was a little unhinged.
Yeah. But other than that, I mean, there's not much to talk about. I will say, I was stunned at the amount of boobs in this movie. For such a low budget, no name movie, like couldn't believe the amount of women that were willing to go topless and show their tits in this movie.
Well, usually if they go topless, they show their tits.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm just fucking
with you, man.
I just blew my mind. I was not expecting any boobs. I was like,
they look like somebody at Uncorked may or may not be a co-owner of a strip club.
I think yeah.
And
they brought in the Tuesday squad.
Man, these are the kind of boobs, if you stare at too long, you're probably going to get hep C. I remember that. Because there's slow-mo scenes of chicks running with their boobs just flopping around.
Yep. Like gratuitous, and there's like close-up. Like this one girl's running naked through the wood, stops, kind of runs in place for like 5 minutes while the camera just zooms in on the close of her tits just sitting there as she runs in place screaming.
I mean, you got a bad time.
Yeah. And then she runs off just to get in. She gets killed. I can't really remember many of the kills, like if there were any good one. Most of them are like, just a head gets chopped up, eaten off, or arm gets bitten off.
And boy, I hope you like stock sound effects and screaming, because this movie is chalked to the gills with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not much. Like, it's not worth really talking much more about. It's bad.
It's one of those phenomenons you just kind of have to see it.
Yeah, and I don't even know if I'd recommend you watch it or not. I mean, it's not a long movie. It's like an hour 10 or something like that. It's one on the shorter.
This is a triple B flick. You get your buddies, get some buds, get some beers. That's the only way to watch this.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, it's definitely you have to watch it in a group while drunk or high or something. And then laugh
perfect.
at it.
Look at that thing. It's just busting a move
It's
out
like
in the middle of a field.
His fucking knees bent out to the one side. Look, his legs look broken. He's like he's doing the hump damn. You dance aside like your leg is broken.
This motherfucker looks like he's gotten busy in a Burger King bathroom.
Yeah,
That's for real.
And his arms are all bent, cracked out like he's doing.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah.
Some chick with that helmet. So, in short, yikers. Would you recommend
definitely
this? Buds, beers, all that?
Yeah. Ow.
There's a video. Oh, here's the chick making sun tea, and she's looking a little rough. I'm not here to judge, but
Yep.
she looks like her mailing zip, address is Jersey. There's a part with a tank, and that's about all I feel about talking about it. How about you, bud?
Yeah, I'm done. B-Say is done. We're moving on. I'm glad that never became an actual episode where we had to break down the whole thing because, goddamn, I don't even know where to begin with that one. It would have been a rough episode to get through.
What was this one?
Next, what?
What's the next movie?
Next one, here's one I thought about doing as an actual episode because it does feature some prominent names, and one of which is a Horrible Horror Hall of Famer, and the other is, I don't know if you call him an icon or not. I don't consider him an icon, but he was in a big franchise horror, so some people might.
Fucking Reggie Bannister.
Reggie Bannister's in this.
That sad ponytail.
Mhm.
Buddy, let it go. You're
Let it
rocking
go.
the power shoe. I'm going to jump in real
So
quick.
yeah, it's got Reggie Bannister and it's got Linnea Quigley in it.
Oh, yeah, the Quigs was in it.
And wait, was it this one? And then was it also?
There's the cops and that they shoot
Yeah,
in the same
I
three
can't remember which
places.
movie it was, but I also watched one that had PJ Souls in it. I can't remember which.
PJ Schultz was not in this one.
Not this one. Okay, there was a different one I watched that had her in it. I watched about the same time, I guess.
Oh, boy, so it's double stack.
Yeah, so we have Quigley and Bannister in this one, and then a bunch of college co-eds.
What is the name of this movie?
This is called Spring Break Massacre.
Thank you. Spring.
So basically, we got our main girl. She's home on spring break, and she's having a sleepover with all of her friends. Her dad
Is in the mob or something?
No, he talks. The actor who plays that so weird and talks really strange. Like he made some weird decisions.
I remember how this movie starts out. It's 1998.
Yes, let's talk about. Yes, it's back in the 98, and there's a
dude's-
girl and two guys hanging out.
Gothalicious.
Goth. Oh my,
He's
so
straight
goth.
cowboyed from hell with
Yes.
the fucking 10-gallon hat on, and then this dude straight up looks like kind of like Ogre from fucking Scream Park. A little
Yeah.
bit.
Oh god, the goth cowboy. Yes. So there's this girl. I don't remember much about what she was wearing.
It was like a red. It was kind of like what fucking.
But it wasn't like all goth that. She was just kind of more normal.
It
if I
was
remember
tight
correctly.
and red, like what Mila Jovovich wore in the first Resident Evil, to some degree.
She was not wearing a dress like that, but
Well-
anyway. But goth cowboy, this girl, and then super goth guy who's wearing like a shredded shirt and like
Mesh
nettings and all this stuff. They're hanging out.
Time to bust out the Ouija
Yeah,
board.
yeah, and they buzz out Ouija and they do some shit, and then they like call for pizza or something, and the pizza delivery guy shows up.
And does the number one pizza guy no walk in somebody's fucking house?
Yeah, you never go in.
And then I'm pretty sure at some point he's like, nope, I don't get paid enough for this.
Yep.
And then fucking skeets. He gets murdered to death.
Yeah, so the girl ends up getting murdered,
Yes, she does.
and eventually jump to the future, and basically the pizza delivery guy is the one who gets pinned for it.
Was it? I thought it was the cowboy from hell.
No. So spoilers. Let's just clear this up right now because I don't care enough to talk about.
Yeah.
So at the end of the movie,
This isn't Hemingway, for fuck's sake.
at the end of the movie, he finds out the guy who actually killed the girl was Goth Cowboy. He's the one who actually killed her, and maybe with Super Goth, I'm not sure. But when they go outside to smoke or do something, you see him pull out a knife from his pants, and so Goth Cowboy is the one who actually kills the girl. Pizza delivery guy gets blamed for it. He's the one who does the time for it.
There's two pictures for this movie. It's both the cover for the movie.
Yeah.
Yikers.
So main girl, I don't remember her name. It was called her main girl. Her dad leaves his daughter and her friends alone for a weekend to have a party while he goes out of town on business.
See, this dude is shady as fuck.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's about. I'm thinking he's got to be mob adjacent, mob oriented.
Mob adjacent. So, yeah, he goes out of town on business. Then there's the creepy neighbor.
What the fuck is up with this dude?
I kind of love the neighbor. He kind of might be my favorite character in this movie.
Your MVP? Okay.
Because he's so deadpan and lifeless, but at the same time, it made me love him more because he's like, hi, I brought your paper.
Do you mind if I watch you girls make out?
Yeah. And he's
just kidding.
Weird shit.
Am
yeah.
I?
He's like, I watch you make out. Just kidding. He leaves. The neighbor is like the only saving grace in this movie. It starts out bad, but man, I don't know. The neighbor cracked me up.
He's red herring deluxe.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And like, didn't he used to be a crazy escape to sane asylum that they reformed or something?
I don't know if it's that bad, but also then at about the time the father leaves on for his business trip.
Here's the quote you were looking for. I'm sorry. Mr. Malone, I have your mail. Heather, oh, was it delivered to the wrong house by mistake? No, it was in your mailbox.
Nope, it was in your mail. See, it's so stupid, but I love this guy.
I did get a chuckle out of that.
And he's so deadpan. It makes it work. He's the best character in the movie.
I want to talk about the guys in this movie because they are fucking ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
If they're college bound or whatever,
yeah,
these guys are like 14-year-olds. It's like, what do you think they're doing right now? They're probably making out and trying on each other's bras. Like,
yeah.
No, that's stupid. They're probably playing poker with their boobies out. Cut to a scene where they're all playing poker with their boobies out, but they're obscured or like, side boob or which, it's
yeah.
okay.
I've seen, there was another movie we saw that in, I can't, but it was, but yeah, a lot of times they do that. I hate when they do that. Like, college age guys, yeah, they can be much like tits or whatever, but my God, no one's around going, their boobies out.
That's me.
Yeah, I mean, like, they ride them like, yeah, like you said, that's a great comedy, like junior high kids or something like that.
I watched this with my wonderful girlfriend Sarah, who was nice enough to suffer
with you.
These. And at one point, she just goes,
"You're a terrible boyfriend to make her suffer these."
She wanted to.
Oh well, then okay, then maybe she's got a little bit of like S&M qualities in her. Sarah,
right.
What's going on? Do you like
the
torment?
Go to the self-flagellation station.
The flagellation station.
And then so at one point she just goes, "What the fuck? Where are the tits in this goddamn movie?" And I'm like, "This is why. This is why
I
we're
like
good."
you. Yeah. I think you do get some tips. And then there's the one girl, the Asian friend, who's like
her face
lesbian, like, but like.
Oh, shower
not
boobs.
come out. She's like trying to always get the girls to make out with each other and take a shower with each other and all this stuff. He's like, but it'd be funny. Haha, just a joke. Haha. But like the secret lesbian of the group.
They do that whole bit in Arrested Development where it's like George Michael Sarah, and then maybe his cousin. They're like, are we adopted? Maybe we should make out and freak our parents out. Kind of shit.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They did do that. Yeah. I haven't seen that show in like 10 plus years.
Last season kind of fell apart because everybody was getting big, and Michael Cera's like, no, I don't really want to be in this show. It's like, look, Scott Pilgrim, shut the fuck up. Why don't you make your little avant-garde films where you hang out with a cactus or something?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, boss.
So it's pretty much after the dad leaves, then we see a mystery person. God,
you saw something?
With the ease of just basically walking into a supermarket and buying a head of lettuce, walk into a prison and break out the pizza delivery, the killer from the opening of the movie. Or at least what we're expecting. He breaks out the pizza delivery guy who's everybody's like, oh, he's the murderer.
So Reggie Bannister was the sheriff.
He's
right?
the local town sheriff.
And
yeah.
his whole shtick was the Quigs comes in is like, because this motherfucker is chain smoking the whole movie.
Yeah.
You know, half the time I didn't even know that was Reggie Bannister. I thought it was like Steven Seagal's stunt double or something.
You're not fat enough to be Seagal's.
Man, Steven Seagal, you got fucking weird, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You see him in all the sniper movies and shit where he doesn't even get out of the chair. Buying time. I got something for you real quick. So at the party the other night, I got a bottle of Strange Donuts. Remember that? the donut beer from several episodes ago. The Pony Dons.
Oh, yes.
So I went to everybody in the party and I had them read the bottle. So the consensus is we're going Pony Dons.
Pony Dons?
Pony Dons. From here
Okay.
forward on, Pony Dons.
Pony Dons. What were else? What were you arguing? What could have else would have been?
Pony Dones.
Dones.
And then my buddy, the wonderful Jake Steiger, said, what if it was Ponita Dons? And I was like, you know, I kind of like that too.
Yeah, okay, Pony Dons makes sense. Yeah.
All right.
So anyway, so the murderer, he gets broken out of prison.
Yeah, please explain this ending to me because I couldn't see anything.
Yeah, so it is very dark. There are very scenes where it's very dark. You don't see much. And it takes a while for the killings to happen because the first like 45, it's a short movie too, but the first like 45 minutes is just filler and like the girls hanging out doing stupid shit. And then again, because I guess, I don't know, 8th grader wrote this thing.
Yeah.
All the girls are hanging out in lingerie for some reason instead of like pajama pants and like.
It's what the script needed.
Yeah, it's what the script really needed.
They decided to go skinny dipping.
Yep.
And they're all there, and you get to see everybody's glorious breasts. And the chick who
Did everybody get showed their tits? I don't know if everybody showed their tits in this movie.
There's a
or not.
lineup scene because I remember I'm like, oh yeah, and I look over at Sarah and I'm like, that's a sweet dock they're standing on. That's a good looking dock. It's got cool architect on the way.
Yeah.
It's like a Hobbit village. And she's like, yeah, okay.
So they all hang out in their lingerie all night. The one girl who basically for some reason in the middle of spring or when this decides to wear her, it looked like a Mrs. Claus lingerie. It was like red sheer with like white like fuzzy trim along the top.
Christmas in July, March.
Yeah, Christmas.
She was just getting ready for it.
It was an odd choice for spring movie, but I will say she was the hottest girl in the movie. Mrs. Claus she was hot. I'll give her that. She can get it. Anyway, so once the killing started, the boys show up.
And they try to scare each other at the same time.
Yeah,
or
with the
something.
mask. And there's like, 4 guys? Maybe 5?
4 or 5.
And they all get killed like instantly, like
I'm
at the
okay with that.
same time, like one after another. Like it's the quickest. I don't think I've ever seen so many murders in such a short amount of time. It's chained. It's like chain smoke. It's chain murdering, like back to back to back to back to back
you're
to
like
back.
lighting your new cigarette with the remains of your old cigarette kind of shit.
Yeah, it's just, and they're done. So the boys show up at the house and then they're dead within like 2-3 minutes. All of them are dead.
Yep.
And again, don't ask me about the kills because they pretty much suck. None of the kills really stand out to me in this at all.
I remember one decent effect, but then I saw Evil Dead Rises and it just wiped my slate clean.
So the night goes on, and so finally, the dad comes home, or Reggie Bannister calls the dad because Quigley. Basically, there's only 3 policemen in this entire town: Bannister, Quiggs, and then random cop number 3. Basically, Quigley and random cop number 3 get murdered in a police car outside the sheriff's station.
Quiggs got the fucking lamest death. She just got bonked on. The fucking killer bonked her head on the car to death.
Yeah, something like that. It was bad.
That's the only kill I can remember from the movie.
Yeah. So Bannister finds the 2 of them dead in the cop car. He's like, oh shit, and they move on.
Yeah. What Mayberry fucking rigmarole are they pulling here on us?
Yeah. So now the dad shows up at home, and for some reason, the daughter's like, oh, Dad, you're home. Thank God everybody's been killed, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, yeah, I know. I killed them because I speak like weird and I can't even imitate what he.
It was fucking odd.
But basically, it turns out the dad's the murderer.
The reasoning for that.
He broke out. He somehow managed, this regular dude managed to infiltrate a prison, a maximum security prison, break out the guy who was falsely imprisoned for the one girl's murder back in 98. So to use him as so everybody thinks that he's out killing people. He was going to be the scapegoat because he brings him into the house with him.
I'm pretty sure he has a pretty good fucking alibi. He was in prison.
Yeah, well, that's why he broke him out. So now he's tied up to a chair. He's like, yeah, I didn't do it. I'm just here. I don't know what's going on. And Dad's like, yeah, I'm going to frame him for all the murders because he's already been framed for the murders and everything. He's a killer anyway. So ha 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 ha. And so that's the big twist. And So the dad then starts going around killing all of his daughter's friends.
Because.
And then and then he tries to attack and murder his own daughter. Oh, by the way, the creepy neighbor, he's dead too. He gets killed. He gets stabbed with like the chest of a machete or something. I don't know.
Oh, because he was walking around. You know what, dude? This movie, I think, was trying to suck off Slumber Party Massacre's dick so hard.
Oh yeah.
Because remember the whole part where like the neighbors out there with a hatchet just hacking wood. It's like, what are you doing? Night slugs. That's the only.
Yeah,
time
the
you
night
can get 'em.
slugs. Yeah,
With
night
the
slugs.
whole pizza guy shit and all that.
The night slugs.
Much better movie.
And honestly, I cannot remember why the fuck the dad went. I don't know if it had something to do with the mom leaving or dying or something.
At this point, Sarah and I, we were watching it. We both mentally checked out. She leans over to me and goes, "Does Marshall remember that this isn't horrible horror?" It's like, because we just got double barreled. And I'm like, I'll talk to him about that.
Wait, what do you mean this isn't horrible? Yes, this is horrible. This is exactly what we do on the show.
But why we've been talking about fun things too.
Well, yeah. Well, that's why I was trying to go back to like, yeah.
It's roots, yo.
It's roots, yo. Sarah, I love you, but this is exactly what we do on the show. We talk about the shitty horror movies.
So you're saying we live by the crystals and die by
We
the
live,
crystals?
yes, indeed. I really can't remember what the fuck the dad's motive was. I don't know if it had something
Was
to
it
do with the mom.
real estate? Hey, if any of the listeners out there managed to stay awake and sane through this film,
I don't think it was real estate.
drop it like
It
it's
may
plot.
have been debt he owed somebody,
You
and
know
he was
what?
trying to
I'm
get
on
life
the
insurance.
IMDb
I don't know.
right now.
Yeah, IMDb. They should see if they
Users
say.
review. The titties are the most important thing. We agree.
It made no. It was stupid. That's what I remember. It was really really lame and dumb. Excuses why the dad was trying to kill his own daughter, and all of her friends. But anyway, it comes down. He gets Bannister shows up.
Ooh, guess what one of the buzzwords was? White panties.
White panty. Oh, we got the panty lovers. Yeah. All right. I didn't look at that, but that's great. Panty lovers are back. Oh, that's good to see.
We missed you. Seriously, here's the plot. A sleepover party for 6 sorority co-eds turns deadly as they are slaughtered one by one.
Yeah. I can't remember. I really do not remember why the dad was the kill. What his motivation was, or his. I don't know. I don't remember.
Yep.
I might have something to do with the mom leaving him or dying or something, or maybe he was in debt and he owed money, so he's trying to cash on life. I don't know. I do not remember.
I'm looking at the more like this on the IMDb. One of them is Bigfoot Blood Trap.
Nice.
That sounds fun. There just aren't a lot of good Bigfoot movies.
And really, that's it. That's it. That's all you really need to know about Spring Break Massacre. It's bad too. I'm stunned again. I'm kind of surprised they're able to. What they lured, what carrot on a stick they lured the Quagmire
Like,
and
it's a paycheck.
and Reggie Bannister to get them in to do this, but
you know what? I think they're just trying to Danny Trejo their IMDb at this point.
Maybe.
In as many movies as motherfucking possible.
maybe. And then the credits roll, and during the credits you get like the gag reel.
Oh boy.
And it's mostly like the dad fucking up his lines. And he's not laughing, or he's not trying to be. They're not funny. It's just him fucking like, oh, okay. And he's trying to be serious.
Yeah, it's like, this ain't Smokey and the Bandit, homie. Fucking.
Like, it's not. Again, it's another short one, but not worth it.
No.
Not worth it at all.
I mean, if you want boobs, hey, check this out. There's this little thing called. Marshall, tell me if you've heard of this called the internet.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm not. I'm not. This must be some new weird alien technology.
Yeah, apparently it's like a series of tubes that's underground and involves lasers or something.
Huh.
Yeah.
And you say there's boobs on this internet?
Cyberwebs. Yeah, it's a series of nets. It's I don't.
So it's like spiders make it or something?
Cyber
like webs?
spiders, yeah.
Webs? I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Kind of puzzled. Hey, but you know what I did see?
What did you see?
I saw Evil Dead Rises.
Oh, you did?
And that movie was fucking awesome. I'm not going to spoil shit.
Okay.
I will say in the first 2 minutes, you see a woman get her scalp ripped off.
Oh.
You see a Deadite take a drone and fucking grind it into her face. And then you see a man's head get ripped off and rolled down a dock like a bowling ball. And it's fucking awesome. If you get a chance, see it in theaters.
Now, here's a question for you, and maybe you can enlighten me on this.
What you got, bud?
What is officially a Deadite?
A Deadite is
Are they intelligent zombies?
Yes.
Are they demons? What is exactly the definition of a Deadite?
I'd say a Deadite is a lesser demon, a Kandarian demon conjured by the Necronomicon Ex Mortis, written in human blood, bound in human flesh.
Mm-hmm.
And a Deadite, they're cunning. They play to your weaknesses. For cutting back to like the original Evil Dead and not Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness, where things get a little goofier, they're, they can float, they can possess things. They're part of like the evil entity, a giant tag team, kind of a mind hive. Hive mind, right?
Hive mind.
So like a Deadite, and their number one thing is they try to manipulate you. Like they'll like, I'm a Deadite. I'm floating and I'm saying ill shit and I'm vomiting on you and trying to tear your throat out. And then I'll like turn back into me. I'm like, yo, what happened? I don't feel so good. And you'd be like, oh, well, fucking. And then, you drop your guard. And
right.
So they're manipulative Kandarian lesser demons.
Okay.
Is that?
Yeah.
That pretty much
Yeah. So they're not really zombies.
No.
They're more demon-esque.
Yes.
I'm just curious because I've never really understood what a Deadite actually is. And I've always been more concerned because then you got the people out there who, for some reason, like to say now Jason Voorhees is a Deadite, which that to me doesn't make sense, especially based on what you just said.
It's not canon. It happened, and it was in the Ash verse. I mean, okay, perfect example.
Oh, not even the Ash. They started talking about that shit in part.
Freddy or Jason Goes to Hell.
Yes.
And you know what? That's Adam Marcus. I appreciate you. You're a nice enough guy, but you're full of shit. You legit went next door because they were filming Army of Darkness, and you're like, it'd be crazy if we could get the book in the movie. And I mean, I get it now because they had the Ash versus the Evil Dead Ash versus Freddy versus Jason, and then so they used the Necronomicon in there because obviously you have Ash. So, I mean, in theory, yes, you could have. Pamela Voorhees could have used the Necronomicon to some kind of evil Jason bring back from the dead thing, but I think the evil in Jason comes from the lake. That's my 2 cents.
Yeah.
But the Jason being a Deadite is not canon.
But if that's the case,
it's a fun fan
I like
theory.
that. If the evil came from the lake, then shouldn't there be like a dozen Jasons for all the people he's murdered in that lake? Shouldn't they have all then to have come back as murderous?
Well, the evil of the lake and the land might have chose Jason as his the
Harbinger.
Oh, I like that. I was going to say Avatar, but yours is good. And you know what? In one of the comics, they did a series of comics, Wildstorm, which is a DC comic. So they had 100 years, or like the Native American shit. There was this dude who went fucking crazy and like ate his baby and took his fucking wife and like strung her guts all around the fucking wigwam and shit. And it was the evil of the lake.
All right.
So fight through the pain. So that's that.
Okay.
So Evil Dead Rise is good. Check it out. Jason is not a Deadite, and Deadites are lesser demons.
Okay. All right. Now, but one other thing I want to talk briefly on. Hopefully, and this probably might end up being the longest segment. I say briefly, because we talked about last episode on why they talk.
You know what we do on here? We talk.
We talk. Mandalorian.
Oh boy.
Just wrapped up
All
season
right.
3.
So
now you had some comments that you were talking about your guesses on this, and here's my thing though. I'm wondering.
well, as we last left off, the episode before that is the Mandalorians arrive on Mandalore. They meet some other pirate Mandalorians. They show up in the basement of the forge or whatever, and then they get mobbed by fucking Imperial Beskar covered Mandalorians. And we find out that Darth Gus is like, oh, yeah, dude, I'm getting clones. I'm getting Jedis. I'm getting fucking darks. I'm turning myself into...
He basically turned himself into Darth Vader.
the Wish version of Darth Vader.
Yes. Like, wait a minute. I've seen this before.
Yeah, but I feel Darth Gideon. I call him Gus because of Breaking Bad.
Mm-hmm.
And that dude is a great villain in everything. So anyway, he's like, yeah, that's what's going on here. And then Paz Vesla got killed.
Did you know? And here's the thing: it took me a while to realize that Paz, his last name was Vesla, or Visla.
You got it.
Visla.
I mean, heavens forbids there's a mispronunciation in Star Wars.
Well, this is why I think we were also talking last time. We were talking about what's canon, what not canon, and the video games.
Yeah.
Well, now I was talking about the video game, the MMO, the online one that's set in the Old Republic. It's the Revan storylines and all that.
Yeah.
Well, in the expansion later on, there's a character, Shay Vizsla, who is a Mandalorian bounty hunter, or she's at that point leading the Mandalorians. And I'm like, oh, Vizsla. And they're like, Paz. Holy shit, it's the same last name. So maybe there is going to be some canon connection between some of these, that MMO and the Revan stuff and now. Or unless I can't be pure coincidence.
No, I think Dave Filoni and Favreau are setting all that shit up.
I love Shay Vizsla in the video game. She was awesome. She was a great character. And Paz is one of my favorites. I don't want to call him like secondary of the Mandalorian character. He was
big time.
That guy was a badass. Just big, hungry with this giant Gatling laser gun. Just
fucking unit.
Yeah, he was awesome.
All right, and then so what the next? Okay, so my speculation, because we had that gap. We didn't record because my boy was fucking hurting over here. So it was because Fox, part of Bo-Katan's crew, because you got Sasha Banks, you got Fox who was running that shit for a minute, and then fucking Bo showed up and whooped his ass. Like, this is mommy's show. So when they're getting ambushed, it's like, he goes, oh my God, I'm going to go get help. I found a hole in the ceiling. Pew! I'm gone. Yep. I'm like, wow, that's convenient. Originally, I thought it was going to be like those 3 Mandos that were on Mandalorian.
The pirate ones?
Yeah, and they're like, well, Bo-Katan, you never would have left stuff or betrayed us or anything. And
I love how those guys, after the ambush, they get away and they lead into like this underground, like, oasis. This is like everything's green.
Right, yes.
Like, oh, we can hide out here. We can take shelter here. And we can hide out here for a while. And they're like, okay, great. But then like 30 seconds, they're like, oh, we gotta go. Like, they didn't lay low.
No.
They come in, they land, they talk for like 2 minutes, and they take off again. Like, what happened to laying low? That's not laying low if you fly right back out.
They had to go and unlock some exposition for, the next season and shit. Okay, there was big speculation that the armor was going to be the fucking... the spy.
The armorer?
Yeah.
I doubt that. That one never crossed my mind.
No, because she's fucking mama. Dude, and so the next episode, we have just jetpack fucking mayhem slaughterfest.
That was cool. Watching like the Mandalorian jetpack battle scene was cool. That was fun.
Oh, wait, hold up. So the episode starts out, they're dragging Din Djarin, like these some of those fucking new... Oh, also... They say Beskar alloy, and alloy is a fusion of metals and not pure Beskar.
That's right.
So that's why their shit was weak, and they were getting dusted. And and just after what they did in the last episode, like they brought Din away, like, oh no, he's kidnapped. They're going down this corridor. He's like, you know what? I'm done being kidnapped. Yeah. He just starts fucking murking the shit out of him. And then fucking...
I thought that was going to be like the big thing. Like, okay, he's going to be kidnapped, and then season 4, they have to go find him and rescue him. That's going to be the big thing.
I'm glad they did. And then fucking Mecha Grogu shows up, and he's like, no. And it fucking just starts slaughtering them, too. And I'm like, yes.
I still don't know how I feel about Mecha Grogu. Well, I'm glad it's over now. Like, it's done.
It was fun while it lasted. But,
here's my thing about Grogu. I don't mind the character.
Okay.
The show, I love the show. It's great.
You mean the Grogu show?
Yeah, the Mandalorian is great. But when they show Grogu, it always takes me out of the I lose myself in this world of Star Wars, and it's like great out there, and then they show Grogu, and it just snaps me out of it, and I'm like back in reality again, because especially when he moves, like they should.
It's precious. He moves like a shitty little puppet.
Yes, and but it's like everything else is so well done. The special effects are great.
No, they do that deliberately, because remember how Yoda moved in Empire Strikes Back?
No, that's what I'm saying. Is this supposed to, because it looks so bad. Like when
Same
he moved,
with Babu Frick.
When he's running around, when he's running those like the lights, trying to avoid like the Imperial Guard.
I wanted to hear that fucking that classic Warner Brothers, that bongo, that fucking noise.
I was like, it looks so. And when he's jumping, he's running. I'm like, it looks so bad, and it takes me out of it. And that's the one thing I don't like about the show is when Grogu is running around trying to actually be a person instead of.
You mean the space saga opera made for children?
Yep. Hey,
the toyetic character.
Yep. I don't care.
Wait, there was one line that fucked me up real bad. Wait, what was that? Grogu was kicking ass, something. Oh, okay, and then so Mando flushes these clones we saw.
Yeah.
Because remember when they were talking, it was Project Necromancer.
Yeah.
I'm like, motherfucker, that's Palpatine right there. Because one of those cats in the Shadow Council/, last name was Hux, like from the new movies.
I don't remember. But
there was a ginger cadet or admiral named Hux.
Oh, in the new movies, yes. Yeah.
So it was his dad or something.
Okay.
But anyway, so they flush all of Darth Gus's clones, and he's like, "What the fuck, dude?" And then I know I'm neutering out a bunch of shit, but then the best part is it's like, "Yo, you guys see Fox? Fox? Where's Fox?" And he's like, "You guys got to get the fuck out of there." It's like, "Why is that?" Because I'm turning this ship into the home game. And he just fucking smashes Darth Gus.
The Star Destroyer down into the that's pretty cool.
And then so it's like, wow, we have a black guy in a mech suit who's all burnt up and has a.
Gee,
I've seen this before.
I've seen this before. Yeah.
Oh, Star Trek.
He's gonna become a Borg.
So they smash the Darksaber.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the thing. Like, oh no, the Darksaber's broken. I'm like, they can easily bring that back.
You know what? I'm glad they broke the Darksaber because you know what they did? They finally, not neuralized, unitized all
United.
the That's the ticket. Here, give me some pain pills and some booze. I'll figure this one out. Make them go all good together.
Yep.
Because it's now Bo-Katan and her crew doesn't have to. Oh, the Darksabers! What makes you the King Daddy?
Right, but I'm also saying you could easily fix it because it really all that broke was just the hilt. And
right.
We all know if we're gonna go real giant nerdy lore, as long as they get the crystal, which would be what gives it its color, the crystal inside, you can remake the black crystal. Or the black saber, because it's just a crystal you would insert and make a new hilt around the crystal.
It's the dark crystal.
The dark crystal, yeah.
That's
all you've done. That was
with the Skexy Jedi.
Skexus, yeah.
That's Skexus. You can't talk like that.
So, but here's my question, though. Based on the ending, and I saw this, somebody posed this question online, and it made me think, it could be, maybe. Do you think that maybe this was, even without saying it, kind of like a secret series finale? The way it ended with him, Mando on his little ranch with Grogu playing in the water, and his folks in it, like it's just over now. That's the way it's going to end.
Well, because they're dropping Ahsoka sometime soon, and then I think there's the Skeleton Crew show, which is more kid orientated.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that one. But Ahsoka doesn't come until I think 25 or something like that, 24, 25.
Oh shit! Well, they dropped that trailer.
Yeah, they dropped trailers. A lot of times they drop teasers early, but
that's a good point.
I mean, they dropped a teaser for Obi-Wan like 2 years before Obi-Wan came out.
You're absolutely right.
So I'm like, and like, if it is the way it ended, because they wrap everything, I was like, we learned Mandalorian, he's gonna go off and take these secretive under the table bounties for Imperials from the X-Wing fighter guy. So we know what he's doing.
That was
Mandalorians are united on Mandalore. They light the forge again. Hooray!
Motherfucking IG-11 is back
as the sheriff dude on Navarre,
and I love it.
So it's like. And then they wrap up with just that little circle, focus on just them two, and it goes black. Like
Looney Tunes.
Like the Looney Tunes ending. Yeah, exactly.
I want one more season
of that. If it does end that way, I'm okay with it because it did get wrapped up nicely. There's no like real big cliffhanger endings. Like it could have been a secret finale without actually announcing it.
Yes and no, because Dave Filoni, he's going to direct a Star Wars movie, which apparently is going to tie all that shit together. So I feel right now everything's a little too nicely taken care of.
Well, you just say yourself, if he wraps it all up in the movie, then the show might still be over. And they wrap up the loose ends in the movie.
I want one more season of Mando. I at least want some more shit with Boba Fett. Which I'm super glad at the end it wasn't like Boba Fett's the guy for... But why would he do that? He hates the Empire. Anyway.
Yeah. All right, that's done. Let's move on. That's our Star Wars talk.
Until I think of something else and blurt it out.
So next, let's talk about, even though you didn't get a chance to watch this, and
we doing Skink Marink?
no, that one we're saying we'll do that next time because that was the listener suggested movie from Mr. Jeff Bosniak, I believe, is the one who sent an email suggesting that one, and so we're gonna cover that one probably next episode. But I want to talk briefly about Midsommer because I remember hearing a lot about this movie at the time it came out. Never got around to watching it. Heard mixed things. Heard it sucked. Heard it was great. Heard it was blah.
I'm gonna blurt out my prediction and you tell me.
Okay.
So it is kind of like Wicker Man vibes.
100%.
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, if you've seen Wicker Man, you've basically seen this one. Only it's like an hour longer than Wicker Man. This movie is 2.5 hours of needlessness. This movie has no business or deserves to be 2.5 hours long. It's slow. It's dull. I don't need to watch Florence Pugh dance around a maypole for 10 fucking minutes. That scene could have been cut down to 2 and you gotten the same effect. I don't need to watch all this shit going on that just takes forever. I will say the gore effects, which
Ari
are
does
good
gore.
are good. When like it's not like just slash effects, so it's like blah blah slasher, but when there is gore to have, it looks great. Like when this old lady throws herself off of a cliff and face dives onto a rock below and bounces off this rock, and you see her face kind of like crack open, like flap around in the wind as she falls over. Looks amazing.
Okay.
Looks good. So good.
Would you say this is like, because yes, it's
basically like Wicker Man with a pinch of just a hint. Just a little bitty dab or pinch of 10,000 Maniacs. That's what I got from it.
Is this very dramatic? Is it a dramatic film?
They classify it as a folk horror film, and I'm sorry,
It's
to
elevated
me,
horror. That's why
I take this shit out and throw this right out of the horror genre. This is not a horror movie. This is basically a
horror
drama.
adjacent. Yes,
it's a drama.
Okay.
This is not horror because there's no scares other than like you said at the end, like, oh my god, how can they do this to people, and blah blah blah. No, it's.
Oh, real quick, they called Evil Dead Rises elevated horror because it takes place in a high rise. I'm in love with that.
This is bad. It's so dull and boring. Are the performances good? Does Florence Pugh? I don't know.
What's this chick from? I don't know her.
Black Widow.
Oh, the little sister?
Yeah. Alana.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she plays the sister in Black Widow, and she played Paige in the Paige bioflick, the family, Over the Road? I don't know, the wrestling movie. I forget the name of it. She played her. But yeah, she's
so what's this? It's like
Black
about
Widow's
a
little sister.
breakup, like, so she gets her buddies to go to some kind of...
No, she doesn't do anything. She's one who gets lured in. So basically there's this group of friends. Okay, first of all, the movie opens with Florence's character getting an email from her sister. It's all cryptic about it. Basically looks like a suicide note. And we find out her sister commits suicide, and I think her parents did too, or she killed her parents and then herself or something. But in the end, has zero bear on the fucking plot. Has nothing to do with the rest of the movie. But anyway, so her boyfriend and her boyfriend's group of friends who are all like post grad or like doing their graduate
bro
thesis.
dum-dums.
No, they're bro smarts.
Oh.
They're not dum-dums. They're smarts. They're doing their theses. They're going for their masters and stuff.
Did she get butthurt?
But they're like
they treat it like a giant party excursion.
No, they don't.
Fuck. Okay.
Okay, so they're basically not paleontologists. Not archaeologists.
Indiana Jones.
No, because they're not studying ruins. They're studying anthropologists. They study cultures, the history of cultures and different societies, stuff like that.
Boring Indiana Jones stuff.
So they all go over to this. One of them is a Swedish guy. He's from Sweden.
He's the chef.
And don't get away. And he's like, hey, let's go back to my village for this big trip because they're doing this big festival thing.
Marshall, is this not the plot of Leprechaun Origins?
Kind of.
Oh, fuck.
So he invites them back to his little itty super rural Swedish village on the middle of nowhere, and for this big festival that happens once every 90 years.
Gee, I
apparently.
have a pretty good idea what it's called.
Yeah.
Is it the Midsommer?
Yeah, imagine that.
Huh.
And so blah 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 blah. Nothing fucking happens. Everything's rigid. Everything's by festival, and like that this is how it's done, and rituals, and that's what you get.
You got Marshall making fart noises. You know this shit's dumb.
It's so boring, and so
what's up with this Oracle character?
Eventually, and then there's two other like outsiders there too. That some other the town folk brought back. They go. The first one, the boyfriend of the other couple, says he wants to leave. So after the two elderly couple commit suicide by jumping off a cliff as part of the ritual, they're the two, I guess we'll call them black, but ethnic characters. They're like, we're out of here. We're leaving. Blah blah blah. We're not. This is crazy. How can you let this happen? Blah, we're out. So the next day, the townsfolk tell the girlfriend of the black guy, oh yeah, he left. We drove him back to town in the truck. He's at the train station. He's like, why didn't you take me? Why didn't you take me? He's like, well, there's no room in the truck. When the truck's coming back, we'll take you back later.
Yeah, like Sleepaway Camp 2. They were bad, so they went home.
Yeah. So she's like, well, that sucks. Well, I want to go. I want to go. And then she disappears. And it's like, oh, well, she went back. She went blah, blah, blah.
She got sent home.
She got sent home.
This sounds bad.
It's so bad. And so the rest of it is just them walking around, observing this festival and, all this shit going on, like maypole dancing and weird foods. And it's a fucking weird ass cult thing. It's so boring. And then you find out that one of the guys, Mark, who is kind of the red. I've recognized this guy. He's been in some other movies before where he plays kind of like the weirdo character. He was one of the sons. I think he was the son in We Are the Millers. He was the goofy son in that.
Oh, dude, the guy that's gonna play Adam Warlock.
Maybe, I guess.
Oh shit.
I don't know. I don't know his name. I just know, but he's kind of redhead. He's weird, kind of goofy looking guy.
Isn't he the guy that plays Cal Kestis in the fucking Star Wars games?
Might be him.
Or I'm thinking that ginger fuck from it's cool. I can say that word.
Yeah. We can say it. We're allowed to say that.
It's our word. And he's also in Shameless, I think.
I haven't watched him. So yes, I think he is in it though, but I haven't watched him. Yes. So he ends up pissing on his dead tree. He's like, I said, yes, like going on. I got pee. He goes on and pees on this giant tree that's been dead. And some of the aldermen freak the fuck out. Like, how dare you piss on that tree? And that's a sacred tree. Blah, 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 blah.
Faux pas. Gotcha.
And he's like, oh, I didn't know. It's just a dead tree. I didn't know. And they're like, blah, 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 blah. And then basically they get some young girl in the town to like flirt with him and pull him away from a big that feast they're having. Like, she's like flirts with him. He's like, hey, come here. I want to show you something. And he's like, okay.
Good talk. Would you like to see my knuckles?
And she's gone. He's never seen it. You don't see Mark again. He's done. So basically now there's down to like three guys, and then Florence's boyfriend and the black guy who was in, I think, The Good Place. He played Cheaty, I think. They're arguing over because they're both doing the thesis over the same thing. We're going to do the same thesis. Like, how dare you? You knew I was going to do it. Well, it's not. You didn't claim it. Blah, 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 blah. And then they make up.
Buddy, just change your words around enough and,
So they make up. So now during there's more explanation of the feast and all the history and blah, blah, blah. That's real stupid.
This sounds like a movie you have to be really high for.
No, I think you just pass out if you're high. So now where we the black guy, he decides he gets permission to look at their sacred textbook, which is written by an inbred retard. I'm using that word legitimately because he is a retard in this movie. An inbred retard writes their sacred text.
Is this the Oracle?
Yes.
Okay.
He's like he's like just deformed retard kid who draws gibberish in a book, and then they take his drawings and then they translate them or make up whatever shit they want, I guess.
Let me jump in
real quick. And then
quick.
every time, okay.
I love where you're going with this. Did you ever read the comic book Preacher?
No.
All right. So, did you watch the show a little bit?
Mm-mm.
Okay. I'm going to keep it brief. So, there's this cat, Hair Star, who works for the church. And he's out there to, smash out all of new Christian artifacts that would, disarm the Bible. So, they have this dude. Yeah. It is the child of the bloodline of Jesus,
okay.
But they keep them inbreeding.
Yeah.
So it's just this Chudley Jesus tard. that writes New Testaments of the Bible, but he's like, gobbledygook, I can't cook. It just writes, it's the same thing, but done in a fun way.
Yeah, so that's exactly it. And the guy's like, well, what happens when your oracle dies? Like, well, we just replace him with another inbred retard, basically, is what they say.
Rinse, wash, incest.
Yeah. But he does that. So he's like, well, what about inbreeding in the village? Like, oh, no, we try very hard. The bloodlines are, other than the oracle, everybody else is like, they very hard not to be inbred, and they track the bloodlines, so you can't mate with him, and you can't mate with him because it'd be too much inbreeding, except for their oracle, which nonsense. So anyway, black guy gets permission to view the sacred textbook, but he's like, can I take pictures? Like, no, you can't take pictures, and blah, blah, blah. So at night, he breaks into the sacred temple to take pictures of it on his cell phone, and he gets whacked over the head. He turns around and he sees the person saying, like, huh, Mark? And you see a close up, and it's basically Leatherface, somebody wearing Mark's face over their head. And he's like, huh, what? And then he gets whacked. The black guy gets whacked over the head, knocked unconscious. You don't see him again. And he gets dragged off. So now it's down to
So Wickerman meets Chainsaw Massacre.
Meets 10,000 Maniacs, meets boring shit, meets inbred. Meets taboo. I don't know. So we're coming up in the porn part here in a moment. So now we're down to Florence and her boyfriend. Boyfriend gets told by one of the elders one of the senior ladies, like, hey, this girl, Igna, or whatever her name is, like, she wants to mate with you. She's chosen you to be her mate because, everybody has to be paired up. It's like, match or eHarmony shit. You have to be matched up with somebody.
Or like Only Farmers.
Yeah, Only Farmers. So he's like, oh yeah, I kind of got that idea, but I don't know what to do. So, but eventually, and all the drinks they give him drinks. Basically, all the food is drugged with shit. Of course, the big surprise there.
Yeah, like
so
too.
Yeah. So he's given this little cup of like menstrual lemonade or some shit like that. He drinks it, and now he's all like, I'm all high, and he goes off to the fuck hut. He's led there. And
that's what it says, like in ruined letters above it. Like,
he's a fuck. Yeah, and he's led inside, and they open the door. You put him in. They close the door behind him. He looks in, and there on his bed of like magnificent flowers and leaves and grasses is Egna, completely naked, tits out, and just laying there waiting for him. And then in a half circle behind her is like a chain of naked women, waiting from like kind of cute and 20 to like 50, 60, fugly and saggy, all naked. All right,
they're not mature. They've been...
They're just swaying back and forth, like kind of like a Hands Across America thing, naked, going, blah, 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 singing some weird chant. And so he's like, what the fuck?
They'd be like, I need you ladies to tone it down. I can't concentrate with all this bullshit.
Yeah, Igna spreads her legs, revealing her vag to him, and what, I forget his name.
Do we get full nudity or what's up?
Oh, yeah. There's lots of full frontal nudity in this. He strips down. You get male dong here. Lots of male dong in this scene.
Gotta switch it up.
So you get some dong. He's like, all right, I guess I'm fucking this bitch. All right, let's go. So he goes in. He bangs this girl in front of all these like.
Does he like ask his girlfriend?
No, because he's like, I don't know what to do. He's struggling, but now he's just like, I'm just doing it.
Well, this sounds like this part in X all over again. Maybe somebody needs to have a little
conversation first. Yeah. That would have helped a lot based on the ending.
Well, you know why, Marshall? Because communication is key.
It is key. So he's banging Igna in the bed of roses. There's a what's that song? Lay down a bed of roses. What's that song? What's this? Lay down a bed of roses, right? Who's that?
I only know weird shit, Marshall.
You don't know? Oh my god! It's an '80s like metal band, hair band. Sing, lay you down a bed of roses. Shit! Fuck!
Breathe. I got it.
It's not Guns N' Roses. It's is it Poison? Fuck.
Bed of Bon Jovi.
It is Bon Jovi. Fuck. Okay, I was thinking, maybe I'm thinking a different one. Oh, Every Rose is a Thorn. That's when I was thinking. Bed of Roses is Bon Jovi.
You know what?
All right, anyway.
That song makes me cry every time I hear it in Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey when he's quoting it to God. And every cowboy sings a sad, sad song. But go ahead.
So he's
bring
banging,
it on home.
Yeah, he's banging the fuck out. Florence is running like, what's going on? Where's my boyfriend? Blah, 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 blah. I don't know. She starts, and so the fuck out gets even weirder now. So all the
so
watchers,
this is a gangbang.
Yes, no, because he's just fucking the one chick, while everybody else, all the other naked broads watch and chant. So the viewing audience, they start syncing up their orgasmic moans with Igna's, so they're all going in unison now. So it's like this unison chant of orgasmic proportions, and they're going in unison. It's like fucking weird.
This sounds like some NPR trust fund. Like this is the kind of college we don't need.
So then one of the older women, the naked women, who's got like long gray hair, she's probably in her 60s or something like that.
She's like Mandy.
A little pudgy. She comes around, she gets behind the boyfriend who's on top of the Igna, who's thrusting into him, and she puts her hands on his ass and starts pushing his ass into her more. Like she's helping him thrust.
Well, you know what Igna was saying in fucking Swedish was, put it in deeper, put it in deeper.
Yeah.
But we don't.
So now
the subtitles weren't on.
Now it's going crazy. They're always working. The noises are being heard outside the fuck hut. So that's when Florence is like, what's that noise? And one of the people was like, I want to go over there if I were you. You shouldn't do that. She's like, fuck that, I'm going. And she goes over and peeks in through the keyhole, because it's an old school, so it's a big ass keyhole you can just peek through.
Nice.
And she looks in and sees her boyfriend, fucking Igna, surrounded by all these other naked women. She's like, fuck that. And she runs off screaming, crying. And then all the other younger girls, sort of her age, she starts screaming and crying in unison with her. So you got the orgasm group going, ah, 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 in unison. And then you got Florence Pugh and the young girl going, ah, ah, no, ah. And they're screaming in unison at the same time. It's fucking nonsense. I don't know what's going on. Why they're on unison makes no sense. So at the fuckfest, Igna's like, you must finish. And they're thrusting him in harder, and he finally busts a nut in her, and she holds her legs up and rocks back. She's like, I can feel the baby.
Just like in The Big Lebowski.
Yeah, sure. And everybody's cheering, yay! And then afterwards, boyfriend goes to the temple, I think, the looking for the black guy.
I think I know where this is.
Or he enters the bar, somebody's like looking for a black guy, and he finds...
It's a TGI
No,
Fridays.
he finds the first black guy who got taken away, who they said left on the truck.
Okay.
They find him hanging from like this raptor's display, like his back's been like filleted open, his back things like hanging up like butterfly wings.
Yeah.
And he's got like yellow flowers in his eye sockets, and he's just sprayed up like this, like big on display. He's like, what the fuck?
They spatchcocked him.
And he looks in and he turns around, and then there's like the elder, and he's like blows like red sand.
Pocket sand
in boyfriend's face. He's like, ooh, and he falls on down unconscious, and he closes his eyes. Okay, done. Then we cut to Florence, who's the May Queen. She's all decked out in her shit, and we see she's doing her thing. And then we see this. Oh, by the way, earlier we saw a bear in a cage. Like, why is there a bear in a cage? Comment about it. But now we see
Berserker.
Yeah. Now we see one of the elders and some like the younger kids, like 10, 12-year-old kids, and the older guys like giving them a lesson by like how to dissect and remove the organs of this bear we saw earlier.
Oh,
so they're emptying out the bear. They're taking everything out.
How to dress it.
Yeah, they're like, okay, weird. And then now we're at the big finale. We're coming up to the finale. So Florence is like hidden in like this giant, ridiculous dress made of flowers. Like it's just, she looks like if Jabba the Hutt was made of flowers, but then with a human head and a flower crown. That's what she looks like.
Flowers everywhere.
It's just
flowers
ridiculousness.
In her hair.
All you see is head and flowers. And the elder's like, okay, so we're at the final part of this festival, blah, blah, blah. And like, there must be 9 new bloods and 9 must be sacrificed and 9 new ones are taken in, blah, blah. It's gibberish. It doesn't make any sense. Basically, it boils down to, all right, two men from the clan, from the village, they have volunteered themselves. And then all the other visitors that were brought in have been murdered off by this time. So they're like the other 5 or 6. Right?
Outlanders!
Yeah. So they all been murdered. They already count. And now there's 2 remaining. And he does like a lottery thing. Like he spins this big bowl, like balls, like lottery numbers. And he pulls a ball out with the runes. He's like, Tomamason, or whatever his fucking name is. You've been chosen. He steps forward. So now it comes down to Florence as the May Queen, because she won the dance competition.
She was popping and dropping a lock.
Yeah, she won the dance competition, became the May Queen. She gets to choose who is the final sacrifice, the lottery winning townsfolk, or up in a fucking wheelchair like he's completely paralyzed. They tell boyfriend, you cannot speak, you cannot move, but you can hear. So don't panic.
Like a good neurotoxin.
Yeah, he's just basically frozen in a wheelchair.
Like
and
Pike from...
and he's wheeled up. So he's like, Florence, you must choose between your boyfriend. Who's number 9? Who's gonna be the last sacrifice? Your boyfriend or the village guy? And of course, you see him. She picks her boyfriend because she caught him cheating on her in the fuck hut. So she's like, I'm gonna murder you now because you fucked somebody else in this weird ass environment. Which is, first of all, fucked up. That's weird. Like everything that's weird has been going on here. You know all weird shit and the weird drugs they're putting in all the food. You should be like, yeah, you're getting a pass. I'm picking this townsfolk. We're getting the fuck out of here. But
And
anyway,
I'm never gonna let you live this down.
yeah, but I'm never letting you down. But I'm not gonna kill
It's
you.
like it's 3 a.m. I want ice cream. Remember when
we
you
were in the fuck hut.
Yeah. Fucking,
So she picks the boyfriend. So now we go to the big yellow sacred temple that was off limits to everybody. And like, oh, that's the big thing earlier. So they go in there and it's filled with hay. And you look around, all in the room are like effigies of all the other people that have been murdered.
Dope.
But like they've been like hybrid, like if Poison Ivy got their hands on them first, you know.
Oh,
so like one
two
guy's
all
got like
oaked out?
one guy's like all like made of sticks. He's got like branches coming out of his head, and like and then there's Mark's face, but like has like flowers coming out of his mouth. It's all fucking weird, and so they're all in, and you see the black girl's foot, the boyfriend. You don't see her, but you see her foot sticking out like a flower bed, like she was just buried in the flowers, but her foot's sticking out like a bird bed.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's
Okay.
weird. Anyway, so and then they took the boyfriend away, and now he gets wheeled into the center of this temple where all the other bodies are like sprayed out on hay bales along the outside. He's sitting centered, only now this is where it's very Wicker Man. Instead of a wicker suit, he is now wearing the bear's. He's wearing the
costume.
bear.
Yes.
They shoved him inside the bear skin and sit him in the middle on some hay bales, and he still can't move. He's paralyzed. He's looking around. Like, he can't even mumble. He's
This
just
is all
looking around.
fucked up.
And the two guys that volunteered, they sit there on their hay bales, and the elders come in, give them like a little, like, you know those pixie sticks, and like they
I
give
love
like
pixie sticks.
Well, not pixie. No, not pixie sticks. It was like it was like a powder thing, and they gave you like a white stick.
Fun dip.
Yeah, the dips.
Or
sticks.
lick a dick.
Yeah. So he's like, he dips his stuff in and gives and puts this guy in the guy's mouth. Like, from the yew tree, so you will feel no pain. And he gives it to the guy from the yew tree, you will feel no fear. And like,
Then he just
okay,
pours gasoline into this guy's mouth.
Basically.
Says, fuck you.
basically. And so they light the place on fire. Everything goes up in flames, just like Wicker Man. And only there's no bees. And so everything, this temple comes burning down. The two living guys who volunteer, who aren't supposed to feel pain or fear, that was the bullshit, because you see the fire like ignite this one guy's legs and his frock at the lower half of him, and he's just going. He's like, "Wah!" He's screaming.
It was actually gunpowder.
Yeah. So he's burned alive. And then as the flames burn down around his building, you see boyfriend sitting in the bear suit. He catches on fire, and kind of like, I think it was a Michael Myers scene, but like, it's from Halloween 2. It's basically like, you see like the head, like the mouth of the bear where the boyfriend's face is. And you see like just his face is on fire shooting out of the bear's mouth.
I thought you were gonna say it slowly pans on him, and he's doing like Jim from The Office, that little smirk, like, like, oh boy,
That would have been better. So, and then it cuts out to Florence, the Florence, who's sitting out there with the rest of the townsfolk watching this thing burn, and she's like, at first she looks kind of unhappy, like, oh, I killed my boyfriend, and then she starts smiling, like, haha, killed you, and the townsfolk, the village folk, are all going, yeah, they're cheering and dancing around, and that's the blackout. That's the end of the movie. So, 2.5 hours of wasted time. So that movie fucking sucks.
So it doesn't end like the Return of the Jedi, where they have 3PO in the chair and all that. Oh, by the way, Jedi's going to be in theater on the 28th if you're up for it.
I might have to take my daughter to that. So yeah, that's Midsommer, and it's fucking sucked.
You made it sound kind of cool, though. But,
well, that's my power. That's what I mean. I can do that.
So would you double feature this with The Wicker Man?
I mean, it would pair up nicely, but God, no.
Okay.
That'd be like the worst double feature ever. But it makes sense to do it. But I would never want to watch those two back to back.
Okay, so would you recommend this movie?
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
All right.
There's nothing. I mean, there's the porn scene with the fuck cut, which is like, okay.
But
I forgot to say, when the boyfriend gets done fucking, he comes out naked, and he's like running around the village with his dong bouncing everywhere. He's like, what did I do? He's running around just flapping dong in the wind.
You know what you did, you fucking... So, and the sex scene is longer than 3 minutes?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Everything in this movie is longer than it needs to be. Everything is longer than it needs to be. So that's Midsommer. It's terrible. I would never watch that again. To anybody who said that was good, I would strongly recommend you reevaluate your life and your taste in movies, and then maybe check back.
Suck Ari Aster off so fucking hard.
It's just Wicker Man in Sweden with a bit of 10,000 Maniacs run just because of the weird rituals, which is very much like they did in 10,000 Maniacs during their city festival where they were murdering people in weird ways, festive ways, just like they did in this. That's all it is. There's not. It's bad. It's so bad.
Well, what do you say we get to Hereditary?
Yep. Let's move on to our last movie that we're going to talk about. Hereditary. This was another one that people said, "Oh, it's so good, so scary." Oh no, it sucked.
People straight up say this is like A, the scariest movie ever made, or B, one of the scariest movies in the past 50 years.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot, and I watched. I didn't see it. This movie was boring. Didn't make any fucking sense.
I get it.
And it was just.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I kind of get it.
So let's do the rundown here. Oh, okay.
Yep. Nope, we're good.
So hold up real quick. Midsommer, you'd say the movie was shot well. The sound quality was good.
Yeah, I mean it was
as a movie. It's there.
Yeah.
But the plot's dog shit. Okay.
Yeah, it's just a glorified longer Wicker Man that has no business even being made.
Like the acting was good.
Yeah, the acting's fine. I mean,
Okay.
there's nothing. It's just the story itself, and then it's just a story. The plot, the story, that what happens. It's dumb. It makes no sense. Yeah. So anyway, let's move on.
Yeah, how's Hereditary start?
Basically, if you like family drama in your horror movies, this is the movie for you.
Yeah, I'm good. I made a drinking game out of this. Every time Toni Collette mugs or mutates, and she's a shapeshifter in this movie without being a shapeshifter. Anytime, because Toni Collette is a great actress. I've seen her in a bunch of stuff, and she's great.
Yeah.
And this movie, I mean, I don't do drama, let alone do I do family drama, let alone will I watch movies about drama, because, Marshall, there is so much drama in real life as it is already. Mm-hmm. So anytime Toni Collette mugs for the camera, you drink.
I don't even know how to begin with this movie. Okay, so...
There's a dead grandma.
There's a dead grandma that we open up with that. Okay, so, yay, dead granny. Okay, whoopity-doo.
And weird miscellaneous little symbols kind of...
On her necklace, when she's laying at her funeral, she's wearing this weird necklace in her casket at the funeral. Okay, whoopity-doo. And then we have the family with Gabriel Burns, who just seems checked out, doesn't seem to care about his family.
He's
that
just
the
like... Dad?
Yeah.
What's he from?
He was in, was it Stigmata, or was it The Sixth Day? He was in one of those. He played the devil.
Okay, all right, okay.
In one of those.
All right, so we got Toni Collette, we got Charlie, who's kind of a lumpy girl.
I feel so bad for this girl.
No, wait, she's a big horror fan.
That's good for her, because she belongs in horror movies.
That's for motherfucking sure.
I feel bad for her, man. She is a weird looking kid.
Hey, man, if Am Ramsey could get work, I'm just saying. Mama Fratelli.
Yeah, she's going to be cast. You know what? She's gonna own it too, and that's fine. Good for her. Man, she looks like Leatherface's kid.
She looks melted.
Yeah, I feel like waxwork. Like she should have been like waxwork or something. But yeah, I just feel bad for her.
So our young actress has some facial handicaps.
Yeah. Yep. House of Wax, not waxwork. Anyway, but yeah, so. She's a weird kid already. She's off. She's awkward. She's like, I don't know what to do about it.
Like super autism and then some, and like playing with dead animals. That's never a good sign. And then we got Peter.
Peter's just like seems like the average run-of-the-mill high school kid who likes to smoke weed.
He looks like the mailman's kid.
Yeah, he doesn't look. He's like Indian.
He looks Indian as fuck.
He's like Indian as fuck. Gabriel Burns is not Indian. No. Toni Collette's not Indian.
Last time I checked.
Where did this kid come from?
He's not Hereditary. He's the mailman.
No, he looks like Slumdog.
He's the Payman's mailman. He's the Pale Man's kid.
Pale Man, yeah.
Payman's kid. Okay, there's a joke there. Moving on.
Yeah. So anyway, we're moving on. Turns out there's gonna be a high school house party, and that the boy's gonna go, but then mom makes him take the sister for some reason.
I get it. As being a younger sibling, every now and again, mom and dad would be like, "Take your brother," and I'd be like, "Don't." Real talk, I would have gave Charlie, Charlie, here's $20. You're going to go watch whatever weird fucking horror movie you look like you're from.
Yeah.
And I'll pick you up afterwards.
That would have been a better idea.
Oh, straight out the gate at the funeral, somebody gives Charlie a candy bar, and then exposition police is like, does it have nuts in it? You know she can't have nuts.
Is that what that was from?
Yeah.
Okay.
She has allergies, and they say it at least 3 more times.
All right. I checked out then. So yeah, so at the party, she starts eating chocolate cake. The brother's like, go eat that cake.
Fuck off, eat cake. I need to rip the bong and try to get some dome.
Yeah, and so she does. And that's why I didn't understand. Like, is she allergic to chocolate or something? I guess, but so
No, it's because the scene starts with them like chopping excess amounts of walnuts.
I missed that part. Okay.
Well, luckily I've seen this movie twice, so I can
Okay.
kind of be your Sherpa.
Thank you. So she eats the cake. She has an allergic reaction. My throat's going. I can't breathe. So the brother like races out of the party.
Worst time ever because this dude is stoned to the motherfucking
Yeah,
ball.
stoned as hell. But he's like gets in the car. He's doing like 90 down a freeway, stoned off his ass.
And it's like it's all foggy and shit, and she's hanging her head out.
She opens
like
the
a
air,
dog,
trying to
like-
get air, and there's a dead deer in the road. He swerves to miss it, but in doing so, he swerves, and with the sister's head hanging out the window, basically drives her head first into a
telephone pole. And
she's
this
dead.
part was fucking dope.
Yeah.
This is like one of the few instances of this movie I praise. Okay, so the next day, Pete's like, I'm too high to handle with this. So he goes home. He just parks the car. He goes upstairs and he's sleeping. And then you hear Tony Collette like, I'm going to go to the store. You guys need something? Hear her close the door. Foley artist on this was fucking amazing. You could hear like step by step go to the car and then, and then like, he's like, oh, dude, I'm so high. Oh. This is why I don't get high anymore. Because that time I fucking decapitated my little brother in the car's family station wagon. And then it opens up on the next shot. It is her decapitated head with ants crawling all over. And that fucking telephone pole did a number.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Marshall. You get your show back.
No. I'm glad because you remember better than I do. So the rest of the movie, that's it basically for the movie for like the next 50 minutes of
just family guilt. And
family
Toni
guilt.
Collette. And
Toni Collette yelling at her son, the son yelling back. Nobody's dealing with it. And Gabriel Byrne's just checked out. Like, he barely speaks. He's just there. I don't know why he's there.
He tries to do something.
This is probably the easiest paycheck he ever had because he barely does anything except sit at the dinner table. He hardly ever talks. He's like,
Yeah.
yep.
Hey, it's like, hey, sport, we still love you,
Yep.
And I'm not a father.
He is a broken down man.
Wouldn't you be like, oh, sweet, the Lord works in mysterious ways. We just got that burden lifted from us.
One less mouth to feed.
Right. And Charlie's not going to work a real job. She's fucking cutting off bird heads and shit and making weird little dolls out of it.
Altoid cans and
yeah,
shit.
man.
Yeah.
I did fucked up shit, but dude, Charlie's got me beat.
Yeah. And so at this point,
Oh,
they start having Toni Collette and the kid Peter Paul,
yes.
Peter Paul, I don't know, Mary.
It's Peter.
Peter. They start having weird visions of shit, of like dead bodies with maggots, and they just start having weird visions, and it makes no sense.
It sounds so cool the way we're describing it,
Yeah,
but we are just we are giving you the fast forward version of this because there are scenes that just fucking roll out so long. It's like 20 minutes on the most mundane shit. Toni Collette, for her fucking job, gets to make dioramas.
Yeah, she makes these miniature. It's called Small World. It's like her line, and she's like an artist who is supposed to have a gallery open up these like little
cool.
dioramas that
I like
she makes.
Dollarama.
Dioramas
I
that she makes.
feel like she's one of those fucking characters from a House Hunter. It's like, my husband refurbishes old burlap sacks, and I fucking make miniatures, and we make like 7.
Our budget's $1.5 million.
Right, what can you get us? It's like, well, we fucking welded 4 school buses together. It's kind of a Mad Max affair, but anyway.
Yeah.
And they just get to have this weld. I guess Grandma was loaded. I don't fucking know.
Because they have a pretty sweet house.
Dude, that house is monstrous.
So Gabriel Byrne, whatever he does, is making the bacon there. He's bringing home the bank.
Yeah, he's selling. He's a travel agent, and he sells tickets to fucking the Seminar Zone. That's what it is.
To Sweden.
Yeah, Midsommer Seminars. There you go.
Midsommer Seminars. The seminar. So yeah, that goes on for the rest of the movie for a while.
Dude, Toni Collette is just so extra.
She meets a woman named June, I think.
Yeah,
or Joan.
at a grief counselor.
At a grief counseling
seminar.
thing. And Joan. You call her Joan.
It's Joan. It's almost Joanne.
Okay, Joan teaches her basically how to have a seance because she talks to her dead son
son and dad, they drowned or something.
Something like that. Yeah, so she talks to them and she's like, oh my God, it's real. And so Toni Collette's like, oh, we have to do this, because I saw it real. So she decides to hold a seance to summon the spirit of Charlie.
I want to see John Constantine in the corner of the room just smoking a cigarette. You fucking twats.
Yeah.
You know, this is bullshit. It's gobshite.
So she holds the
seance.
And
Marshall, I got you. Don't break your ass.
Nope. I got it.
I don't need your help. I'm a strong, independent woman. So Toni Collette is absolutely fucking insane.
Yeah, and she summons the spirit of Charlie, who starts moving things around, and then possesses Toni Collette and starts talking through her. It's like, Mommy, where am I? Mommy, I'm scared, Mommy.
I love it. Dad looks to Peter. Peter looks to Dad. They're like, yo, fuck this. We're out.
Yeah, and they throw some water on her. She snaps out. She's like, what the fuck? Why'd you do that? But anyway, it doesn't matter. So now the spirit world has been breached. And again, we get more weird shit, more visions, more nonsense. Peter's going crazy. He's seeing more stuff. So is Toni Collette. And basically, it comes down to the point where Toni Collette finds out that Joan actually knew her mother, and they were
she
in
goes
some
up to the attics and digs through the. Also, Toni Collette, you're fucking dumb. This movie should just be called Toni Collette. Stop fucking with shit. Toni Collette, go take a vacation. Let this shit blow over for a while.
Yeah.
How do you not know your mom's friends?
Yeah.
Dead fucking serious.
Exactly. If they were that close to you, I would even. I agree. So, but she goes up the attic, finds a bunch of her mom's stuff, and then finds like a bunch of pictures
It's
stuff.
an album that says "For My Witches."
Yeah, and finds the mom and Joan know each other, and they were in a cult together. Oh, big surprise. Okay, so now like, oh shit, and so now she figures out a way to somehow, I guess, break the spirit world or like seal it back up, but she has to write this letter, and has to have Gabriel Burns throw it in a fireplace or some shit. It's like, only you can do it.
Oh,
only
wait,
you can do
it's
it.
because it was in Charlie's journal, little doodle
Yeah,
journal.
she drew weird, creepy drawings. Imagine that.
Yeah,
creepy
shocker.
drawing. Yeah. So she's like, we have to burn this book, but only you can do it because I touched it or something. So you have to do it. And Gabriel's like, fuck this.
She like tried to throw it in the fire and her arm lit up.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what it was.
I don't remember,
and
but
if any of
maybe.
the callers listen, don't. Just
Don't.
don't call us. Let it go.
Gabriel was like, okay, he takes like, all right, I'm going to do whatever.
Because he is up to here with
He's
all
done.
this bullshit.
Yeah, he's burnt. He's done. He's like, nope, we're getting no more of this. We're going to get you help. I'm putting an end to this.
Honestly, I'm surprised he did not have a side plot of him having a side piece.
He should have.
Dude, right, for real.
If any man was like justified to have, he would be justified in this. But so basically, fine, I'll do it. She takes the little doodle pad, throws it in the fire, and Gabriel Burns just boom
does the best Human Torch impersonation I've ever
just
seen.
flame on. He's engulfed. He burns up. He dies in the floor. Meanwhile, Peter is like, I think, passed out in somewhere or something. Like I don't know if he's passed out in the bedroom or he comes home from somewhere.
Also, let's talk. He was just like asleep in the car somewhere.
Yeah.
Which I get it.
Oh, he got possessed this is after he bashed his face in his desk at school.
That part was kind of cool.
And they had to carry him upstairs so he's passed out in his room when all this happens.
He self-bonkified himself.
Yeah. So Gabriel Burns is dead. He burns to death. Collette's like, oh my God, what's going
Burns.
on? Yeah. Cue the old man Muppet laugh. So Toni Collette, she finds more shit about this King Payman or Payman, whatever.
Payman.
Some more culty bullshit.
I did my homework on him. It's good.
Okay. So I guess some legit basis.
One of the 7 Kings of Hell.
Yes, the Kings of Hell. Yeah, apparently this cult was worshiping or following or something. And she, what happens to her? She goes up the attic. She goes up the attic and finds like her mother's decapitated head in the attic for some reason.
Because there's flies all over the place in this movie. It's probably because Grandma's stank-assholed body. That's what I'm going to say. Yeah. Body.
I really am trying to remember what the fuck happens to her.
So
oh no, I remember now. So she's up in the attic. Peter wakes up, somehow finds his mom somewhere, I guess in the attic, with the dead body, and now she's been possessed somehow. She gets possessed. She's floating in midair.
She's doing the most tired bullshit tropes like I've seen in The Exorcist 3 already.
Yeah.
Where she's like ninja stuck up in the shit. Do you remember?
No, she's just floating there. She's floating there, and she has like a piano wire.
Well, that's not till later. That's coming up real soon.
No, well, that's where I'm at now.
All right, so Toni Collette is doing like, do you remember Tenchu Wrath of Heaven for PlayStation? Those cool ninja games?
Yeah.
Where you could like prop
I didn't play that,
yourself
but Tenchu Z, I played the shit out of that.
Oh,
yeah.
shit. Man, I forgot about that.
Tenchu Z was a shit.
She's doing all this ninja shit, and then, yes, she's sitting there floating, bonking her head on the ceiling. This part's fucking dope, because she is just...
Peter comes up, finds her. She got like piano wire in her hand, and she's like... Garroting herself. She's basically... cutting her own head, decapitating herself with piano wire, and just going zip, 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 and then she starts speeding up, going faster, 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 faster. Peter like, ah! He runs out of the house.
No,
he
fucking
throws it. He
Braboogas.
swans dives head first out of the window, attic window, face plants in the yard below. Then you hear a thump as the head. It was the head coming off the mom.
That part was fucking dope.
So then Peter gets up, like, what? And for some reason, I don't know why, but
This
he's drawn to the treehouse.
Hold up, I got this scene. This is the lamest fucking shit. This is like some 10-year-old, no, like some fucking 5-year-old, like ghost marionette. It's like, floats up in the fucking
That's
clubhouse.
right. The mom's body floats up into the clubhouse.
It is the dumbest. I don't know, like, is that terrifying? Like, Ari Aster, have you seen horror movies before? Are you afraid of balloons? I don't know. This
yeah,
is
she
fucking
floats up to
stupid.
she floats up to the tree
like
into
a
the
fucking
treehouse.
Macy's parade. Fucking Jesus Christ.
So Peter, then I don't know why, but he goes up there too now. And as soon as he goes, now it gets even weirder because, like, what the fuck? Now the treehouse is filled with, like, naked old people.
Right.
Just, there's, like, a dozen naked old people on, like, praying, like Muslim prayer. They're on their hands and knees, heads on the ground, and they're all naked.
Hail payment.
And, like, what?
Hail payment.
Where'd they come from?
Oh, wait.
Why are they there?
Let's talk about this statue, this effigy.
Well,
What
we're
do you
getting to that.
call it?
And then in the front of the naked people, you have, on the left side, you have Grandma's decapitated head on his hands and knees, and then on the right side you have
Crispy
mom's
Daddy?
fresh decapitated head.
You're right.
Crispy Daddy, he's just laying on the living room floor, burned. Nobody cared about him. So, and then Peter he's like, what the fuck? He looks up, and there is this giant effigy in the corner, like wearing like an armor and a crown on his head.
It's Charlie's head.
And it's Charlie's head. Yeah, Charlie's decapitated head is wearing the crown, and then.
Kind of blips out and he's like, oh fuck, I'm payment now.
And then one of the naked ladies or something gets up, walks over to the effigy. Paul, whatever, he's just standing there. He's not doing anything. He's just standing
he
there.
checked out.
He's gone.
Autopilot.
And they're chanting some shit. The lady pulls the crown off the effigy's head, puts it on Peter's head, while saying, "Here's hail payment." Now this is where it got confusing, but it's fucking weird. Here's the explanation. Yeah, this is where. So they're saying Charlie is supposed to be the spirit of King Payman that they worship, but they couldn't worship Charlie or make her ascend because she was born into a girl's body.
Yeah, Payman's into dudes.
Yeah, Payman's into dudes. So because Charlie was a chick, she couldn't be it. So they had to kill Charlie and then have her spirit possess a male's body in order to, I guess, bring in King Payman,
yeah,
and so they can worship him as the king of hell. Like, that's some sexist bullshit.
A little bit, and I mean, I get
that's
it.
That's what I got from it.
But
it's like,
come on, guys.
Really? Like, why not just possess Paul from the beginning? Like, why would he? If King Payman can't be a girl, why would King Payman's spirit possess a girl in the first place? Then why not just straight up possess Peter in the?
Marshall, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Because it was Hereditary.
Oh.
Yeah. That's why it's.
All right.
Yep.
Anyway, it's a nonsense. I don't know. That's the movie.
It's that third act reveal. They try to fucking M. Night Shyamalan every time. And Ari Aster, you have a movie coming out with Joaquin Phoenix. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna watch it. It actually looks kind of good, and it's got Nathan Lane in it. And Nathan Lane's just fun. And it's kind of a dark comedy. Which, buddy, if you watch that Ari Aster movie, our deal is off.
That's different.
No.
No, because you said if I ever watch another Ari movie again, I will never watch an Ari Aster movie again, and I will not cut your dick off with a cigar cutter. So if
I said pinkies.
You can't break a pinky swear. So you cannot if you watch it.
Yeah, if I cut your finger off with a fucking cigar cutter, you can't pinky swear for shit.
Oh, I was high on pinky. I thought you said my penis.
Oh,
so.
Hey, and it is
Either
me
way.
9 out of 10 times.
Yeah.
No, I figured
Either way, deal's off if you watch it. That's on you.
I'm not watching Midsommer.
Anyway, that's Hereditary. It makes zero fucking sense. I have no idea why people think that's the scariest movie in the last decade.
And this is one of the movies like Babadook. Well,
Which I still haven't seen that.
Babadook's okay.
I haven't seen Babadook. I haven't seen Jezebel. Those are two I wanted to get around to watching at some point.
What the fuck's Jezebel?
Jezebel, I think it had Julianne Moore. Isn't it a horror movie or something? It came out about the same time as Babadook. But I never got around to watching it.
You know what? That sounds vaguely familiar. So,
I think it was Julianne Moore, but I don't know.
So
anyway.
my shit is, elevated horror. It's called, don't call it that. It's fucking drama. Somebody dunked my drama movie into a little bit of a horror.
Yeah, like I hate this like elevated horror. Like, ooh, we have to be snooty pinkies out,
Yeah,
or
smell your farts.
if it's horror, that's too lowbrow for us high class movie folk. But if it's elevated horror, then we can drink it with all tea and crumpets.
Yes, Nigel.
Yeah, fuck the elevated horror. Get that shit out of here.
No, like you have a movie like The Howling. Mm-hmm. It's a murder mystery set in some weird, off some resort, and it's a fucking murder movie.
Yeah.
There you go. It's more than 1-3 calibers. Anyway,
that's it. I don't understand why people like this movie so much, or at least, I mean, maybe they like it fine, but to call it like the scariest movie
that
of
is
like
a bold
the last decade, like that's no. Like, I don't think there's nothing scarier. Okay, it's a cult movie. It's another cult movie, and we've seen a lot of those. So big deal.
And you know what? It's not even done properly.
What?
The cult movie shit about it. Honestly, like, okay, so Ari Aster as a director, he can shoot a film. It looks good. The sound quality's good. He gets good actors. The dude knows what he's doing. Just keep him away from horror. I'd love to see him do anything else.
Fair enough. I agree.
Well, you know we could do dramas.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, is it worth watching? I mean, it's not done badly. Toni Collette's a good actress. It's fine, but I would not watch this again.
Personally, I would not.
I would never. I would never watch that or Midsommer again. I have there's no reason to. Honestly, I don't think there's a reason. If you haven't seen them yet, don't. There's no reason to. You're not missing out on anything.
Okay, real talk. So if you're a fan of like dramas, family drama, trauma, not trauma.
I was about to say trauma.
And just drama for your motherfucking mama, dude. Yeah, check it out. If you like Toni Collette losing her goddamn mind, yeah, check it out. Yeah. There's two fucking shining star moments of the scene. That fucking decapitation and her head off.
Yeah, the head.
What order would you rank these movies in? Are they all poop?
They're all poop.
They're all poop.
That's just which one's liquidy poop, chunky poop,
right.
Smooth poop,
the poop,
the hard poop that makes your asshole hurt when it comes out poop.
Right, like getting fucked by Mr. T.
Yeah.
I pity the poo.
Well, honestly, Beaster Day is the worst of them all. But
I gotta go. Slumber Party Massacre or
Spring Break Massacre.
That was the worst because that's not even a movie. That's just segments film. We couldn't even describe how the movie ends. Movie, you need to.
I was able to describe that one way more than I was able to describe Beaster Day. Beaster Day, to me, is the worst. That's just weird. That's just a nonsense. That
is he a kaiju?
He might be too small to be kaiju. Because aren't kaiju supposed to be like building size?
Not necessarily.
He's bigger than a house, but he's not like skyscraper Godzilla big.
Because King Kong was only 3 stories tall. The OG.
Yeah. Well, I guess he's bigger than a house, so yeah, I guess he's kaiju. He's baby kaiju. Kaiju Junior.
So Kaijunya. We named the dog Kaijunya. No, so I found out it's like if it's Daihatsu Kaiju, and yeah, feel free to school me on the I don't know. So that means giant monster, while kaiju just kind of means monster, but we accept kaiju as giant monster
because we're lazy Americans.
Well, we didn't coin the term, but that's how we do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I go Beaster Day is the worst, followed by Midsommer. Then I'd probably go, I don't know, Hereditary. It was made well. It was definitely big budget, but
you could shave an hour out.
But you could take a lot out. And at least Spring Break Massacre had some goofiness, some boobs, some silliness. It was a little more, I don't know.
Let's bring it out home. Let's get you out of here.
My
boy's hurting.
Yep, I'm hurting. We're going to call it there. They all sucked this week, all of them.
Yep. Hereditary might have been the closest thing to a movie.
Yeah. So that's it. That's another, I guess, another Why They Talk episode going down. I'm sorry if you guys don't like this format, but that's the way it is for right now.
Yeah, deal with it.
Well,
Make your own podcast.
while I heal up and just time restraints and all the other issues. So anyway, if you're still here, listen, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'll be back sometime. I don't know when. It depends on, I guess, how I feel and how my healing up goes. So, again, thank you to Nachos for being here and filling in. Appreciate it.
Shucks, buddy.
In the meantime, to whenever it is, the next time it is, I don't know. Watch more horror movies. Remember to always keep it
Leave that boy alone.
tight.